Hello students, I am Professor Namrata Hampiholi from Department of Commerce and Accountancy, KLS GCC Belgavi. Welcome you all for the Modern Management Technique class. We are dealing with the third unit, that is Human Resource Management. So, before begin with today's topic, let us take few examples of behavior of employees in an organization. So many times we hear that an employee is not satisfied by his work or he is not happy at the workplace, even though he is provided with all the facilities, right? Sometimes you you come across, right, even in your friend circle also, how much ever you do behave good with him or her, they will be always having complaints or queries with you, right? So in the same way, even in an organization, even the employee will find some or the other fault in the system, or he may find some mistakes in the work what he is doing, right? He will be always with the some doubts or the queries or some difficulties or come out with the negativity, right? They say that his subordinate is not good, right? So this attitude towards his subordinate or the problem with his subordinate is only with him, but rather in other cases that others are happy with that particular subordinate or his manager or the boss. Only this person, only that one particular person may have the problem, right? He may quarrel with his subordinates, or he may have problem with the manager. He may not be willing to do the work which is assigned by his manager, even though he is paid sufficient salary or the benefit is given to him. He may find that yes, I should have got more for the work, right? So this is how his perspective, you can say, or his perception towards the organization, or it is his mental thinking, right? On the other side, some employees behave very good, right? Even though they may be not provided with the good facility as in the first case, but they will be happily working. They will be in the perception that yes, whatever I have got now is good. Some people even don't even get this facility what I am getting now, so let us be happy and satisfied, so that there will be mental peace in working, right? So this attitude of the employees change, right? So this is nothing but which is called as an employee morale. Okay, so here this morale is a purely emotional based, okay, that is, it is the emotion of a person. So here employee morale is a emotion or its attitude towards his job, his superior and his organization, right? Okay, so this may be this will range from the high to very low, right? So the person who have a high morale will be very happy and satisfied, and the one who has a low morale will be always disturbed and spread negativity in the working environment. Okay, so it is not a static thing. That means what? It doesn't remain constant. It keeps on changing. It is a dynamic in nature. Now let us look into the definition. So it is a mental condition or an attitude of an individuals and the group which determine their willingness to cooperate, right? So that shows the so it does not only depend on the individual but also on the group, right? So certain group of people whose thinking is same, right, who thinks alike, maybe not satisfied with the working condition, right? They are in a situation that they will be not cooperating with anyone in any condition, right? They are the person who doesn't want to compromise in any situations, right? So here morale can be defined as a attitude of an individual or a group. So it is nothing but the mental state. It is like not externally enforced, but it is what you can say depend on the nature of a person, how he behaves. Then so here is few of the example of the good morale and the poor morale. So good morale can be evidenced by employee enthusiasm, right? So his level of enthusiasm or the way he shows his happiness towards the working will tell that how good attitude toward he have towards the work, right? Then voluntarily conformance with the regulations and orders, right? That is, they come voluntarily, they take the initiative in the work. They will be not in a condition that why I should work every time, why I should go in front and take the initiative, right? No, they will be like, yes, I will take initiative, give me some work, like let me learn the new things. They are with that mindset and willingness to cooperate, right? So in any situation, whatever might be the case, they will be there to come, they will come forward to help, right? That is, they are always ready to cooperate in any situation. Okay, sometime what happens that here manager may be like under many stress, that he may be under many pressure here, right? He may sometime he may scold his subordinates, right? That is, he's a worker, the person who are working under them, right? In that situation, as a person with a good morale should understand his situation and should cooperate with them, right? In the case of poor morale, they will be always feeling discouragement, there will be no enthusiasm, they dislike their job, they dislike their company, they dislike their associates, right? They will be always having some or the other problem or the trouble with the system, so they keep on here removing the mistakes, and they have the negative they will spread the negativity on the organization. Okay, so now as we say that to have a good morale is very necessary. So for what purpose it will help? So that will result in a high level commitment, sincerity, employee loyalty. Okay, so if the person is with a good morale, will have a always high level commitment, right? That is, whatever work is been assigned, he will complete it to up to 100%, and he'll be sincere and loyal to the organization. Okay, and that will result in reduction in absenteeism, okay, labor turnover and grievances. Okay, so if the person is not willing to work there, right, if he feels pressure from the management, or you can say from his manager, he may try to remain absent for the work, he try to escape from the work. Okay, by giving n number of reasons, he always tends to remain absent from his work. Then it will increase even the labor turnover, that is quitting of the job, and they may have, then they will be having lot of problems, or they will remove the queries, right? That is, I have this problem, so I will not do this work, and I'm not understanding this work, how can I do this work, right? These are the excuses what they give here. And the good morale will increase the discipline in the person, right? So a disciplined person is a person who always give the best in the organization, right? The person will be well known, or the person can be well defined by his discipline. That is, that the discipline will show that how best he is contributing towards the organization. Then it will reduce the industrial conflicts. Okay, so the industrial conflict, that is at the higher level. See, when an individual is not ready to contribute towards the organization, that will obviously affect the organization's growth here, right? And there will be competitors who will be coming up with, right? So they will get a weak point of the your organization, so that will lead to the another level of the conflict. Then there will be a good relationship among the superior and the subordinates, right? So if the person is like a, what you can say, he is like a water, he will adjust in any situation, right? With any subordinates who is, even if he talks rubbish, or even if he is very strict, right, the person with a good morale will adjust with all the situation, and because of that there will be a good relation in the organization among the superiors and subordinates, and that will add glory to the employee, right? So that will increase here employees pride also. And there will be a good team building, that is, there will be a good team which will lead to the healthy environment. Then employee empowerment, obviously there will be a empowerment, or there will be a betterment of an employee. Then easy implementation of enterprises resource planning. Okay, so here it will help the organization to implement their plan, okay, or implement this their work as according to the plan. Then how can you measure the employee morale, right? How can you say that the person has got a good morale or the bad? So there are three ways. First one is observation, then attitude surveys, then company records. First is observation. Okay, so here a keen observation of the employee's behavior, his talk, his gesture should help the manager to identify any changes in the level of morale. On identification of this, the manager should immediately think of remedial action in order to restore the morale at its previous level. Okay, now suppose for example, if the manager, like, he keeps on calling some of his subordinate for some other work, the person will come for, like, whenever he called, the person may come once or twice, right? Third time he feels that why this person keeps me calling, right? Then he tried to avoid, right? So that will be observed by the manager. So once if we get to know that because of his calls, that is because of towards the approach towards that subordinates, the subordinate is getting irritated, so the manager should stop him calling, like, continuously, and he should allot him work at once. Then next come is your attitude survey, right? That is how the front person behave will come to know towards the interview, right? So when you are talking with a person, you will come to know on his gesture, or you will come to know on his behavior by his talks what is his attitude, right? Whether the person will take all the things positive or he has a negative approach too. Then to the questionnaire method, that is by asking a certain question, the result of that will be measured by his morale. Then comes his your company records. Then certain reports from the personnel department provides the information about labor turnover, rate of absenteeism, number of worker grievances, strikes, etc., right? So in case there are absent, that is the employee who have already left without giving the specific reason, or with the reason that they are not happy with the working environment, then in such cases the records will be found, and depending on those records we can make that employee's morale, that is whether if he is adjusting or he is not adjusting towards that particular environment. So this was all about the employee morale. I hope you are clear with this session. Thank you.